Alright, hey guys, so this is not the Springsteen video, and I'm sorry. Things have been kind of difficult around here to record a video. Just to let you in on my process a little bit, in the past, I would actually come home from lunch sometimes at work and do my video pretty quickly and then head back to work. Right now, everybody's at home during the summer. So my wife's a teacher, and then the kids are home from daycare for summer vacation. So it's just hard for me to find. It's harder for me to find the time or the window to record videos. So it's, I don't even know what time it is right now, like 11:30 or midnight or something like that, on a Saturday, and I'm in another room in the house. I've recorded a video here before to get this in. So I'm sorry, the Springsteen video is coming. I hate to make you guys wait. But you know, who cares? Who cares? Nobody cares about waiting. Anyway, I thought that June was an interesting month for me, as far as buying records is concerned. I bought a lot of records, way more than I probably should be. But you know, I've had some extra money come my way. A freelance project, some album art that I did for a band, and so that made things a little bit easier. But anyway, I've had 4 major trips out to the record store, and over the course of the month, and so I thought I'd just kind of share what I've picked up. I don't typically do Vinyl Finds videos, but you know, this might be my third one, I think, but I've picked up a lot, so I just thought it might be interesting to share. The first trip was, my wife has a younger cousin who just graduated high school, and so she's, to me, because I'm old, she's almost like a niece, kind of. And she's into records, and she's like inherited a bunch from like her uncle, and she lives out in the country, out in the sticks, so she hits up like antique stores and flea markets and stuff like that, and finds beater copies of good classic rock and, you know, stuff like that. I've also given her some of my duplicates over the time, and so for her graduating high school, I thought a nice gift would be a nice big package of vinyl, you know, good copies that I could find around Charlotte. So I hit up Lunchbox first, just on like a weekday, and while I was there, I didn't really find much for her, but while I was there, I picked up quite a bit for me. That's how it always goes, right guys? So anyway, I'll reshuffle around here. I'm just going to quickly go through these because I've already talked enough leading in. Picked up this copy of Get Close by the Pretenders. This was the one kind of outlier for me with the Pretenders, the albums that I really wanted. And I'm a big fan of them. I'm a big fan of Chrissie Hynde, so I picked this one up. It was their 1986 album, you know. So yeah, that was really cheap. Found this Billy Preston. I Wrote a Simple Song. Originally from 1971. I'm as far as I could find online, I think that this is still a 71 press, but this Grammy Award winner sticker is really throwing me off. But the labels match, and Eric, guess what? This is a gatefold that I'm leaving the shrink on for right now. I kind of do that with some older albums, but yeah, picked up this Billy Preston. Haven't listened to it yet. Don't really even know much about that album, but found this copy of the first edition. Kenny Rogers Psych, or Country Psych, or whatever. I don't know, whatever. Everybody knows. Just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. Everybody knows that song from The Big Lebowski. This was super cheap. I was digging around in the used country and just picked it up. So, found this used copy of the 20th anniversary edition of Nas's Illmatic. This is one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time. I don't own a ton of hip hop on vinyl. 85% of the hip hop that I own is CD or digital. But I like to buy the albums that are my faves. So yeah, could have picked this up probably any day of the week, but I don't know why I did. It's a really clean copy mostly. But George Harrison's Cloud 9. I've kind of been streaming a lot of George Harrison lately, and so I don't know. I don't have a ton of his solo albums. All Things Must Pass and Material World or whatever. But anyway, decided to pick that up while I was there. I had this on CD, but I'm trying to kind of get everything by this band on vinyl. So found this used copy of Write About Love by Belle and Sebastian. I've talked about them before. Probably too much, but yeah, found that. And then someone had sold their entire collection, what seemed like their entire collection of vinyl records by Opeth. So I picked up two of my favorites by them. I'm kind of selective with their discography, but Blackwater Park is an absolute metal classic. So I picked it up. This was a 2008 press. But God, I love that album. And then My Arms, Your Hearse. This album's famous for having the only black metal song written about golf. The Amen Corner, dedicated to the 11th, 12th, and 13th holes at Augusta National. Little known fact. Picked up this by the Close Lobsters. Hannah has talked about this band quite a bit in recent videos and sold me on them. I know nothing about this particular one. Haven't even listened to it yet. But I really trust Hannah when it comes to jingle and new wave and power pop and all that stuff. So yeah, decided to pick this up because I don't ever see stuff like this. And yeah. And then last but not least, this was not even in the new arrivals. But I was looking, I can't even remember what I was looking for in L and M, but I came across this, the Lemon Drops Crystal Pure. This was kind of expensive. It was like maybe $35 or $40. Might have even overpaid a little bit. But yeah, this is Garage Psych that was originally recorded in '66, I believe. You know, all you Psych guys are out there are gonna beat me up. I've just heard a lot about this album. I've read a lot of other bands name drop, pardon the pun, the lemon drops, and this was like, released in 1985, but originally recorded in like '66, I believe. And I really like this. I kind of like the line of garage. I'm more of a garage guy than a Psych guy, and so I kind of like the line that it walks between those two. I struck out at Lunchbox looking for my wife's cousin Amy, and I had a plan to hit up Dylan's pop-up. It was the same day as her graduation party, so I only had a small window of time, and I kind of pulled a bit of a Judas move. And there's another guy in our area that has a business venture called Hardy Boys Records, and he's got like a space in, I don't know if it's an antique mall or something. I've never been to the physical location, but I follow him on Instagram, social media and stuff, and he had his first pop-up, and it was earlier than Dylan's and closer to me. It was just right down the road over in Matthews, downtown Matthews. So I decided to hit it up really quick and found a lot of stuff for Amy and picked up some stuff for me too. So, of course. So, all of these first ones were from like $4 to $8. Decent shape. Just grabbed this Best of the Animals. I don't have a ton of animals in my collection. I have some comps on CD, but not really a ton on vinyl. And so yeah, just picked it up. It was a nice price. Picked up this Bee Gees First. To Love Somebody is actually one of my all-time favorite songs. So, and I like a lot of other stuff on this. There's some throwaways, but I like this kind of early Bee Gees stuff. To Love Somebody also, some great covers out there. Flying Burrito Brothers, P.P. Arnold, James Carr has a really good cover of it. But yeah, I love that song. So I just picked it up. It was like $4. Has some light scratches, but I think because it's in an early press, it'll play alright. Haven't played it yet. Picked up this Taj Mahal album, Recycling the Blues and Other Related Stuff. Picked up this Freddie King. It's like a live comp. It was like, what was it? $6. I like all the Kings. I think Albert's my favorite. Picked up this Peter Gabriel. Need some more early Peter Gabriel. I have the first album and I like it a lot. I need more Genesis. Talked with Bill about that a little bit. But yeah, I'll get around to all that stuff eventually. Picked up this Steve Martin. Classic stand-up. Nothing's better than physical comedy on an all audio format. So yeah. pick that up. These other two were, one was like 15, this one was 15 bucks. It's 77 press of, I hadn't checked the matrix on it, but I think it's the first. But anyway, Muddy Waters Heart Again from 1977, great album. And this was the big score of the day. This was 25 bucks, got like a hole punch in it, but it's in pretty good shape. It has some light scratches that I think will play fine. Yeah, kick out the jams on the MC5. Monarch pressing. There's a label right there. But whatever. Yeah, I love this album, and I've never owned it on vinyl. Saw that, couldn't pass it up. Yeah, pretty good score from old the Hardy Boys Pop Up. Sorry, Dylan. I'll be out to see you again. No hard feelings. Or ban me. I don't care. Whatever. No, I do care. I don't want you to ban me. Next little venture out. You guys probably don't know about this, but the boys around here, me, Dylan, No Records, Chris, Tunes from Man Cave, Dave, Local Bandography, Chris brought a friend, Josh, Bill from Vinylverse was in town. Kind of shady on the details of why he was down here. But anyway, he arranged a meetup, got in touch with us all individually, and then we all met at Lunchbox. And, a lot of people don't know about it. It's kind of secret. Not a lot of people have talked about it. So, I haven't mentioned it on Instagram or talked about it on YouTube or anything. So, I'm just, full disclosure around here, that's the kind of channel that I run. We did some digging. It was good to see Bill. This is the first time that I'd hung out with Chris in person, but we've chatted before online, and I follow his channel. Dave, I didn't even know about. Dave's a bit of a jazz legend in the VC, and I felt kind of embarrassed that I didn't know him. He didn't know me either. Don't expect him to know me. But I felt a little embarrassed that I didn't know him. But it was good to meet him. We got there, chatted, did some digging. I picked up a couple of new things that I'm going to show in another video. But 2019 releases. But here's what I got while I was there with those guys. Got that cornbread. You guys have seen that enough lately. Picked up this Light in the Attic reissue of Michael Chapman, Fully Qualified Survivor. Been kind of meaning to get into Michael Chapman for a while, and I've been knowing about this album. Hear a lot of other musicians that I like talk about him, so I picked it up. Light in the Attic does things proper with the reissues. Well, this is a 2019 release, but it's not 2019 new music. Picked up the Neil Young and the Stray Gators Tuscaloosa. there was RSD stuff still there. There's always RSD stuff in Lunchbox. So because it was still there, and I didn't grab it the first time around, or the second time around, or the third time around, I grabbed it this time, the other Frank Black. I picked up Teenager of the Year the day of, but I picked this one up. And finally got that Sly and the Family Stone Woodstock. Big Sly fan. Heard great things. Asked folks on the VC about it. They highly recommended it, so couldn't pass that up. And then this one, it's a band out of Chapel Hill called Horseback. Horse, of course, on a metal album. Actually, this really isn't a metal album. This band is known as a metal band, but this is not a metal album. It's hard to explain without a needle drop, but I'm not doing that in this video. So I have a few of their earlier releases. I really like them. Mostly the project of one guy named Jinx Miller. I'll probably talk about them a little bit more and share those other records at another time. But yeah, band out of Chapel Hill. This is good stuff. Nice experimental dark rock. It's definitely not metal though. But what is metal? Should we get into that? Is it a spirit? Is it the spirit of? Or does it have to sound a certain? Has to sound a certain way. That's what I think. Another time, another video. So yeah, had a great time at Lunchbox. Dylan had to pop in really quick and leave just as quickly. I just want to let you guys in on something here. All of us, anybody that watches my channel, it's all due to Bill. The guy gave me a shout out when I first got on the VC, and 75% of my subscribers are all due to that shout out from Bill. I don't even know what my number is now, but whatever. I just know it. I noticed it then. So anyway, if there was a poll taken in the VC, nicest person, pretty sure Bill, no offense to anybody else, pretty sure Bill would take 80% of the vote, at least. Bill, we all know Bill. Bill's a great guy, right? Bill's leading a little bit of a double life. He was still nice, very cordial when we met, big smile on his face, gave me, one of those meet you for the first time in person, like awkward hugs. You don't know how to go in. But yeah, still nice, really, really good. But man, things started to creep out a little bit on this visit. First of all, again, really vague about why he was in town. Second, digging through, I got beside him a couple times on the records. He's a little elbowsy with, in the digging. And I'm like, dude, we're buds here. I might just be looking for you, I don't need anything, right? But you're in town. Still, a little bit. He was it's my area. Kind of weird vibe there. Then, he asked me about my kids. I started to talk about my kids, and then he just got real disinterested really quickly and just started talking to Chris about jazz again or something. I just feel like I had the opportunity to meet the guy in person. I feel like I should let everybody know how it really went down. Just saying. Anyway, it was still cool hanging out. Next place we went to was Tiptop Daily Market. I've never been there. It's in my own city. Never even heard of it. Dave, I think, had turned Chris onto it, and then because Dave works near it or something, and honestly, probably could have done without knowing about this place. It's probably going to be bad on my wallet. But we went there. Super cool place. Draft beer. Like kind of rare stuff. Like grocery items that you can't find other places. You know, like imports and I don't know. You know, kinds of special beers and stuff like that. And foods and whatever, and then they had a food truck outside. I celebrated my pickup of cornbread with a cornbread sandwich. Not lying. Went inside, did a lot of talking, but I picked up 4 albums there. Small selection, but quality over quantity. Folks, really good stuff and really affordable. Got this Twilly album, 1979. Good power pop. This was like $7. Got this Tom Verlaine album from 1980, Dreamtime. Love television. Really like Tom Verlaine. Some would say television is better because of the kind of nice contrast in styles between Tom and Richard Lloyd. I don't miss Richard Lloyd on this album. I don't like this. It's kind of darker, but good, really good. I need to pick up more solo Verlaine stuff. Speaking of Richard Lloyd, he's not on this album, but he was on albums by this guy before. This is Matthew Sweet's 1997 LP, Blue Sky on Mars. This is an original. Bill was actually looking through, saw it, said, "Hey, what is this? Like, was this like the RSD thing that came out this year?" I was like, "No, that's actually one of his studio LPs." Thought it was a reissue on first look, but it's not an original. Signed by Matthew Sweet himself. There you go. 18 bucks. And I was like, wow, that's, you don't find a lot of late 90s albums for that much, especially by someone of his fame. And then I looked it up on Discogs when I got home, and that's about par for the course. It's easy to pick up online for about that price. You might have to pay the shipping, but it's there, and there's a lot of copies. So not as great of a score as I originally thought. Also, it's not one of his more well-reviewed albums. I like it though. It's not as quite as edgy. It's cleaner power pop, but you know, I mean, so's a lot of Teenage Fan Club stuff, and I think it kind of sounds a lot like similar to some of their stuff. It's a good album. I don't have any problems with it. Then I've scored this. This is a 2001 press of Girls Can Tell by Spoon. These guys are my favorite band. They're still together. I love Spoon. I've seen them several times. I had the repress of this, but I saw it in the store. It was on the wall, and it was 25 bucks, and that's a good price because online original presses of this particular one. They're overpriced, but you just don't come across them. So I had to. They're one of my favorite bands. Like, kind of have to be a completist with them. But yeah, it's on merch. Stoked about this one. Super stoked. Okay, and then last but not least, real quick, I went by Lunchbox again to pick up 2 new albums. Again, I'm gonna hold these newer ones for another video, and another 2019 releases video where I'll include some needle drops like that other one. People seem to appreciate that one more than I thought they would, so why not? While I was there in the used section, I picked up these 3 unspectacular, well, one's pretty different, but these 2 unspectacular albums. Sunny by Bobby Hebb. Sunny, yeah. I love that song. Don't know any of the other tracks on it, but I love R&B. I love 60s R&B, and I love that song, so I thought I'd give it a try. I haven't spun it yet. If I don't like it, I'll probably end up with one of you guys. I mean, I couldn't. This was only like $4. It's in fantastic shape, and I couldn't pass it up. Suddenly by Billy Ocean. Come on. 80s R&B, not as much my bag, but this one, oh yeah. Caribbean Queen, the extended track. And then this one I picked up because of my buddy Dean. Kind of not a recommendation, but a recommendation. It was in his top 100. We chit-chatted a little bit in the comments about it. I always kind of ignored this band in the past, but I trust Dean and decided to pick this one up. It's Wise Alopecia. This is a 2008 press on Anticon. That's it. Like I said, it was great meeting Bill, great hanging out with those other guys. Bill though, man, guy's a wild wire. I'm just telling you, you guys need to know this. I hope it doesn't affect his channel, and I hope he doesn't lose subscribers or anything, but towards the end of the night, he and I stepped out. He had a beer, and just after that one beer, there was a little change in his eye. Just the right one, not the left one, but there was a little bit of a change. We stepped outside. He might have mentioned something about a club where they do dancing. I just kind of pretended I didn't hear him. I had to get home. It was a weeknight. I had to be with the kids. I don't do that type of stuff anyway. You know, Bill was probably having a good time being out away from his family, hanging out with some fellas. Had a beer. I don't know. Still, really good seeing Bill. Really good meeting him in person. And but I'm just saying, you guys gotta know. You guys gotta know this about him. I'm all about the truth here on the VC. Full disclosure around here. That's it. Don't really have much else. That was a lot of records. This is going to be a long video. And I know I have a sidekick to help me out with making it more fun. Cat left me alone this time. Yeah, you guys take care. Springsteen, top 10. Look out for it. Cheers.